Quick question before we start. Have you ever been in the middle of saying something in English and your brain just stops, like a loading screen that never finishes?
That little spinning wheel, just spinning.
Yes, right there, in front of everyone.
Today we are talking about exactly why that happens and how to rewire your brain so it never happens again.
Stay with us.
Hello, and welcome back to Talk English Podcast. I am Liam.
And I am Sara, and if you are new here, welcome. This is the podcast where we have real conversations about real English problems. No textbooks, no grammar charts, just honest, practical talk about what it actually takes to speak English with confidence.
Every episode, we take one big question that English learners face every single day, and we dig into it properly. We talk about the problem, we explain the why, and then we give you something real and practical to take away.
And if you have been listening since episode 1, thank you. Genuinely, the messages and comments from you keep this podcast going. If you are brand new, go back and listen to episodes 1, 2, and 3 after this. They all build on each other, and today's episode especially connects with what we talked about in episode 3.
Today's topic. Liam, tell 'em. Today we are talking about training your brain to speak English. And I mean that very literally. Not practicing English, not studying English. Training your brain, the way you would train a muscle to produce English automatically, under pressure, in real conversations.
This is the episode I wish existed when I started learning English.
Let us get into it. Okay, Sara, let us start with something that I think will genuinely surprise our listeners.
I love a good surprise on a podcast. Go ahead.
When you learned to ride a bicycle, do you remember what it was like?
Terrible. I fell off so many times. I was concentrating on every single thing. Balance, pedaling, steering, not hitting anything.
And now?
Now I just get on and ride. I don't think about any of it.
What changed? You didn't get smarter. The bicycle didn't get easier.
My brain got used to it. It became automatic.
That process, going from conscious effort to automatic action, has a name in neuroscience. It's called myelination.
Myelination? That's a big word for a podcast.
It is worth knowing. So here's how it works in simple terms. Every time you practice a skill, any skill, the neurons in your brain that fire for that skill get wrapped in a layer of a substance called myelin. And myelin acts like insulation on an electric wire. It makes the signal travel faster, much faster.
So the more you practice something,
the more myelin builds up around those brain pathways, and the faster and more automatic the skill becomes.
And this works for language?
Exactly the same. Every time you speak English, not listen, not read, but actually speak, you are building myelin around your English-speaking pathways. You are literally, physically changing your brain.
That is remarkable. So fluency is not talent.
Fluency is biology. It is the result of enough repetitions of the right activity to build those neural highways wide enough for fast, automatic speech.
So when I watch English videos and understand everything, but cannot speak,
you have built the understanding pathway beautifully. You have thick myelin on your English comprehension highway, but your speaking highway, it barely exists yet. It is a dirt track.
A dirt track versus a motorway.
Yes, and right now, when you try to speak English, your brain is trying to drive a conversation at motorway speed on a dirt track. Of course it breaks down.
That image makes so much sense to me. So the question is, how do we build the motorway?
Repetition, the right kind of repetition. Daily, specific, targeted at the exact moments where speaking breaks down.
And that is what this episode is about.
That is exactly what this episode is about.
Liam, before we get to the drills, I want to understand one more thing, because I feel like I have been learning English for years and I am still stuck. Why does it take so long?
That is such a fair question. And the honest answer is, most people spend too long in the wrong stage.
There are stages?
3 stages, and understanding them changes everything. Stage 1, input. This is where you absorb the language. You listen, you read, you watch. You take in massive amounts of English, and your brain starts to understand patterns, vocabulary, grammar, all without formal study.
This is where I am very comfortable. I have done years of stage 1.
And you are not alone. Most intermediate learners spend 90% of their time in stage 1.
Because it is comfortable.
Because it is comfortable. And there is real progress happening. Your understanding grows. But stage 1 alone will never make you a speaker. Because stage 1 is passive. Your brain is receiving. It is not producing.
Okay, what is stage 2?
Stage 2, processing. This is where you take what you have absorbed and you start to connect it to your own thoughts, feelings, and experiences. You start to notice patterns. You start to think in the language, not translate, but actually think. You start to have an inner voice in English.
An inner voice in English. I have that sometimes. When I read something in English, I hear it in my head in English, not translated.
That is stage 2 beginning to happen, and it is a very good sign. But most people stay here too, in the processing stage. They think about English, they mentally rehearse sentences, they have conversations in their heads.
I do that. I plan what I'm going to say, and then by the time I get there, the conversation has moved on.
Mental rehearsal is not the same as real speaking, because real speaking requires a skill that stage 2 does not train.
What skill?
Real-time production under unpredictable conditions.
Say that again more simply.
Speaking when you do not know what is coming next, when someone says something unexpected, when the topic changes suddenly, when your heart is beating a little faster. Mental rehearsal trains you for a script. Real conversation has no script.
So stage 3 is...
Stage 3, output. Actually speaking. Actually producing English in real time for real people in real situations. This is where the myelin builds fastest. This is where your dirt track becomes a motorway. And this is where most learners spend the least time.
So the formula is not study more, the formula is speak more.
The formula is speak more in the right way. Because not all speaking practice is created equal. There are specific types of output that build fluency faster than others, and that is what we are getting into next.
I feel like this podcast is restructuring how I think about my whole English journey.
That is the goal. Understanding the map changes how you travel.
Okay, Liam, the drills. I have been waiting for this part.
5 drills, and I want to be very clear about something before we go through them. These are not exercises you do once and move on. These are daily habits. Brain training works through repetition over time, not through occasional big effort.
Consistency over intensity.
Always. A small amount every single day will transform your speaking faster than one massive session every 2 weeks. Okay, drill 1.
Go.
The running commentary.
The running commentary? What is that?
You narrate your life in English, out loud, as it is happening.
So I just talk to myself?
You talk to yourself. While you are making breakfast, I am pouring the water into the kettle. The kitchen is quite cold this morning. I did not sleep well last night, so I need this tea more than usual. While you're walking to the car, the street is quiet today. Someone left their bicycle outside again. It looks like it might rain later. While you're cooking, I am frying the onions until they are soft and golden. The smell is incredible.
This sounds very strange and also very freeing.
It's both, and here's why it's so powerful. It forces your brain to connect English words to real, immediate physical experiences, not to translations, not to written sentences in a textbook, but to the actual world in front of you. The kettle in your hand, the cold kitchen, the smell of onions, real, sensory, immediate experience.
And the brain remembers things connected to real experiences, much better than things connected to lists on a page.
Much, much better. This is the foundation of what linguists call contextual acquisition. Language learned in context, connected to a real moment, gets stored in the brain differently, more deeply, more accessibly.
How long should I do this each day?
Aim for 10 minutes of running commentary spread across your morning routine. You do not need to block out special time. You just narrate whatever is already happening.
I am going to start tomorrow morning.
Start tonight when you're making dinner. Now, drill 2.
Drill 2.
Delayed recall speaking.
That sounds scientific.
The concept is simple. At the end of every day, or at the end of any significant experience, you tell yourself the story of what happened, in English, out loud.
Like a verbal diary?
Exactly like a verbal diary. Today, I woke up late because I forgot to set my alarm. I was in such a rush that I skipped breakfast and just grabbed a coffee on the way to work. The morning was hectic. I had 3 back-to-back meetings, and by lunchtime, I was exhausted. I ate a sandwich at my desk while replying to emails.
And you're using past simple, which we covered in episode 3.
See how it all connects? Each episode builds on the last. The running commentary trains your present tense speech. The delayed recall trains your past tense storytelling. 2 drills, 2 different functions, both building the same highway.
And this trains the brain to put experiences into English in the moment, not translate them from another language.
Exactly. Over time, you stop experiencing your day in your native language and mentally translating later. You start experiencing your day in both languages simultaneously, and eventually, in English first.
That's the goal, isn't it? Thinking in English.
That is the goal. Drill 3.
Ready.
The answer machine.
That is a fun name. What is it?
Every morning, you give yourself 3 questions, and you answer each one out loud in English for 60 seconds without stopping.
Without stopping, even if I make mistakes?
Especially if you make mistakes. The mistakes are part of the training. The goal is not accuracy in this drill. The goal is flow, continuous, unbroken spoken English for 60 seconds per question.
What kind of questions?
Some days, simple personal ones. What are 3 things you are looking forward to this week? If you could change one thing about your daily routine, what would it be and why? Who is someone you admire and what makes them special to you? Some days, opinion questions. Do you think social media has made people more or less connected? What is more important, a job you love or a job that pays well? Should English be compulsory in every school around the world?
These questions make you think. They are not just grammar practice.
That is intentional, because in real conversations, people ask you questions that make you think, and your brain needs to practice holding a thought, forming an opinion, and expressing it in English all at the same time. 60 seconds per question sounds short, but try it. You'll find that 60 seconds of unbroken English speaking is much harder than it sounds.
I'm already nervous about it.
That nervous feeling, that is exactly the feeling you need to push through. Every time you push through it, the nervousness shrinks a little. That is the myelin building.
What is drill 4?
Drill 4. This one is different. This one is not about producing new speech. This one is about borrowing fluency that already exists.
Borrowing fluency. What does that mean?
It's called shadowing with ownership. You find a short piece of English, a clip from a podcast, a film scene, a short speech, even a video from this channel, and you do not just listen to it, you speak along with it, at the same speed, with the same rhythm, with the same emotion and energy.
Like an actor learning a role.
Exactly like an actor. But here's the second step, the ownership part. After you have shadowed it 3 or 4 times, you retell it. Not word for word, but the same ideas, the same rhythm, in your own words.
So I absorb the natural English pattern and then I make it my own.
Your brain is pattern matching. Every time you speak a fluent piece of English at natural speed, even borrowed from someone else, you're showing your brain what fluency feels like from the inside, and your brain starts to reproduce that feeling in your own speech.
This is what actors mean when they talk about getting into character. They stop performing the character and start being them.
That is a beautiful connection.
And it's exactly what we're trying to do with English. Stop performing English and start being an English speaker.
I want to live in that phrase for a moment. Stop performing English, start being an English speaker.
It changes everything when you stop trying to sound like you are speaking English and just speak.
What is the fifth drill?
Drill 5, the Real Conversation Challenge.
Tell me.
Once a week, minimum, you have a real conversation in English with a real person, not a scripted practice, not a language app exercise, a real, unscripted, unpredictable conversation.
But what if you don't have English-speaking people around you?
Language exchange partners online, video call conversation groups, English-speaking communities, even leaving a voice message for a friend in English. What matters is the unpredictability. You have to respond to something you did not anticipate.
Because the other 4 drills build your system in controlled conditions, but the real conversation tests it under fire.
And every time you survive a real conversation, your brain marks it as safe. The fear response reduces, the myelin thickens, and next time is fractionally easier.
Fractionally each time, but those fractions add up.
They add up to fluency.
Liam, I want to share something with our listeners because I think it makes all of this very real.
Go ahead.
When I started this podcast, and I mean when we started recording the very first episode, I was terrified. I understood English well, I had been studying it for years, but sitting in front of a microphone, knowing that real people would hear my voice in real time, speaking a language that is not my first, I froze in the first 30 seconds.
I remember.
I actually asked Liam to stop the recording. I said, I cannot do this. I sound terrible. Every sentence is wrong.
And what did I say?
You said, nobody sounds fluent before they are fluent. The only way to get fluent is to be terrible first.
And
I kept going, and the next episode was slightly easier, and the one after that, slightly easier again. And now, sitting here doing episode 4, I am not thinking about the grammar. I am not mentally translating. I am just talking.
Because you did the thing that built the highway.
I kept showing up. I kept speaking, even when it was uncomfortable, even when I made mistakes, even when I wanted to stop.
To everyone listening, this is not a motivational story. This is a biological fact. Sara's brain literally rewired itself through doing this podcast. The evidence is in the difference between episode 1 and episode 4.
If you can hear episode 1 and episode 4 and hear the difference, that difference is what 60 days of real speaking practice sounds like.
That is available to every single person listening to this right now. Before we wrap up, I want to flag a few traps, things that feel like brain training but are not.
Traps dressed up as progress.
Trap 1. Doing the drills in your head.
Oh, I was about to ask, can I do the running commentary silently?
No, absolutely not. The whole point is the physical act of producing speech, moving air through your lungs, shaping sounds with your lips and tongue, hearing your own voice say English words at speed. Your brain needs all of that sensory feedback. Silent mental practice does not activate the same neural pathways. It does not build the same myelin. You must speak out loud.
Even if it feels embarrassing?
Especially when it feels embarrassing. That discomfort is the signal that real learning is happening.
Trap 2?
Trap 2. Doing one big session in skipping days.
Because the brain builds myelin through repetition over time, not through big one-off efforts.
15 minutes every day will outperform 2 hours every weekend, every single time. Consistency is not just preferable, it is biologically necessary for this type of learning.
Trap 3?
Trap 3. Stopping when you make a mistake.
I do this. The moment something comes out wrong, I stop, I correct it, and then the whole flow breaks.
In a drill, never stop for a mistake. Keep going. In real conversation, keep going. The self-correction can come after the sentence is finished, or not at all. The goal of speaking practice is flow and confidence, not accuracy. Accuracy improves naturally as the pathways strengthen,
But if you keep interrupting the flow to police your own grammar, you never build the flow in the first place.
So the drill is not about perfection. It is about unbroken movement.
Like a runner training for stamina, you do not stop running every time your breathing gets heavy. The heavy breathing is the training.
That is such a good analogy.
Trap 4. Measuring progress by how you feel.
What do you mean?
Some days, English feels easy and natural, and you finish your drills feeling confident. Other days, everything feels wrong and difficult, and nothing comes out right. Many people interpret the difficult days as evidence that they are not improving, and they give up.
But brain development does not feel linear.
It is not linear. There are plateaus. There are days that feel like regression. There are moments when a skill you thought was solid suddenly falls apart. This is completely normal in any form of skill training. It does not mean you are going backwards. It means your brain is consolidating, reorganizing, preparing for the next leap forward.
The difficult day is not a failure day. It is a building day.
The difficult day is often the most important training day you have.
Liam, can we give our listeners something they can start immediately, like a real week-by-week plan?
Absolutely. Here's what week 1 looks like if you commit to this properly.
Monday.
Monday, start the running commentary. Just your morning routine, making tea, getting dressed, leaving the house. 10 minutes of out-loud narration.
Tuesday.
Tuesday, add the delayed recall drill at night. Before you sleep, spend 5 minutes telling yourself about your day in English, out loud, like you were recording a voice note for a friend.
Wednesday.
Wednesday, try the answer machine. 3 questions, 60 seconds each. Use questions from today's episode or make up your own.
Thursday.
Thursday, find a 2-minute clip of natural English. Shadow it 3 times, then retell it in your own words.
Friday.
Friday, your real conversation challenge. Send a voice message to someone in English. Leave a comment on this podcast in English. Find a language exchange partner and speak for 10 minutes.
Saturday.
Saturday, review your week. What felt easy? What felt hard? Pick the one drill that challenged you most. Do it again.
Sunday.
Sunday, rest your speaking, but stay in the language. Listen to an English podcast. Watch something in English. Keep your receptive system active while your speaking system recovers and consolidates.
And then the next week, you do the same thing again.
The same thing again, and the week after, and the week after that, and each cycle, the drills feel fractionally easier. The gaps between thoughts shrink, the sentences come out more completely, the corrections are fewer.
And one day, you are sitting in front of a microphone thinking, when did this get easy?
That day comes for everyone who stays consistent. Every single one.
Before we sign off, the thing I always look forward to, the takeaway sentence for today.
Today's takeaway. Are you ready?
Ready.
Fluency is not something you find. It is something you build, one spoken sentence at a time.
Fluency is not something you find. It is something you build, one spoken sentence at a time.
Every sentence you speak in English, even alone, even quietly, even wrong, is a brick in the road. And one day, the road is long enough to take you anywhere.
I love that image.
So here is your challenge from today's episode. Pick one drill from what we covered, just one, and do it today. Not tomorrow, not after you have planned the perfect schedule. Today, right after you finish listening to this.
The running commentary while you cook dinner tonight, the delayed recall before you sleep, one question from the answer machine during your commute home.
Any one of them, and then come and tell us which one you chose. Leave a comment, send us a message, let us know. Because this podcast grows when you grow, and hearing your stories is what makes every episode worth making.
If this episode was useful to you, share it with one person who is stuck in the comfortable listening stage. One share might be the thing that changes their entire English journey.
Subscribe so you never miss an episode, and leave us a review if you are listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. It helps more learners find this show.
We will be back next week with another episode. Until then, keep speaking, keep building, keep going.
This has been Talk English Podcast. I am Liam.
I am Sara. See you next time. Liam, before we actually go, can we do a quick live drill together for the people watching on YouTube?
I love that idea. Running commentary, right now. You narrate what is in front of you. Go.
Okay, right now I am sitting at a desk. There is a microphone in front of me, quite a large one actually. There's a glass of water to my left that I have not touched the whole episode because I forgot it was there. The room is quiet except for the sound of both of us talking. There's a notebook on the table, but I have not written anything in it. I think I brought it to feel prepared.
That was perfect. Completely natural. Not one hesitation.
And I was not thinking about grammar once. I was just describing what I could see.
That is the drill. That is all it is. What you can see, what you can feel, what is happening. In English, out loud.
Now you try.
Right now, I'm looking at Sara across this table. She is smiling because she just realized the running commentary is not as hard as she thought. There's a stack of notes in front of me that I barely used because the conversation always goes somewhere better than what I planned. The recording light on the equipment is green, which means everything is working, which is a relief because last week it was not.
See, anyone can do this. Wherever you are right now, look around you and start talking in English out loud right now.
Right now.
Your brain is listening. Train it well.